There is a number that is going to haunt Aubrey Graham for the rest of his career. That number is 27. 27 Grammy Awards. That is how many Kendrick Lamar now has after the 68th Annual Grammy Awards on February the 1st, 2026 in Los Angeles. 27. More than any rapper in the history of the Recording Academy. More than Jay-Z, more than Kanye West, more than Eminem, more than Lil Wayne, more than Drake. And a significant chunk of those trophies, 10 of them, came directly from the beef that Drake started, the beef Drake lost, and the beef Drake tried to end with a federal lawsuit. Let that sit with you for a second. Subscribe to the Hip Hop Watchdog and smash that notification bell because we are doing a full autopsy on the greatest Grammy run in hip hop history. Let's go back to February 2025 first, the 67th Grammy Awards. Kendrick Lamar showed up with 5 nominations for one song, Not Like Us, a diss track that had been out for less than 9 months. He walked out with all 5. Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, Best Music Video. A clean sweep, 5 from 5, on a diss track. The same night that Drake, a man who has sold hundreds of millions of records across a 15-year career, sat nowhere near that building because the Recording Academy had not nominated him for a single thing. Not one. 0. While a song written specifically to destroy his reputation won the 2 most prestigious awards in the music industry, Drake wasn't even in the conversation. Then came 2026. Kendrick dropped GNX in November 2024, a surprise album. No rollout, no promo, just dropped it on the world without warning. He walked into the 2026 Grammy nominations as the most nominated artist of the entire ceremony, with 9 nominations. Ahead of Lady Gaga, ahead of Bad Bunny, ahead of Sabrina Carpenter, and then, on February 1st, 2026, he went 5 for 5 again. Kendrick Lamar was the night's biggest winner for the 2nd consecutive year, taking home 5 Grammys, including a 2nd consecutive Record of the Year win, this time for Luther with SZA, and Best Rap Album for GNX. That is 10 Grammys across 2 consecutive ceremonies, from a diss track and the album he dropped immediately after winning the beef it was part of. But here is the moment that made history in a way nobody will ever be able to take back. When Kendrick won Best Rap Album for GNX early in the night, that win pushed him past Jay-Z's record of 25 Grammy wins to become the most decorated rapper in Grammy history. He stood on that stage and said, "Every time I tell you this, hip-hop is going to always be right here." That was his entire speech. No lengthy monologue, no politics, just a quiet, clean, devastating statement of permanence. And then he went and won 4 more before the night was over, finishing with 27 total Grammy Awards, the most ever won by a rapper. Full stop. Now let's talk about Drake, because Drake's Grammy history deserves its own examination. Drake has won 4 Grammy Awards in his entire career. 4. His last win was in 2019. He boycotted the 2022 ceremony after pulling his own nominations, claiming the Grammys were not a credible measure of artistic merit, and he has not been nominated since. While Kendrick was collecting 5 Grammys a year for 2 years straight, Drake was in a federal courthouse arguing that the Recording Academy's favorite song of 2025 should never have been released. Think about the image of that. One man is on a stage in Los Angeles holding armfuls of golden gramophones. The other is in a New York courtroom filing 60-page legal briefs. Those 2 images tell you everything you need to know about where these 2 men are in 2026. And it is not just the trophies, it is what the trophies represent culturally. Kendrick's 2025 and 2026 Grammy sweeps mean that the Recording Academy, voted on by thousands of music industry professionals, looked at Not Like Us, looked at GNX, looked at everything Kendrick produced during and after the beef, and said, "This is the best music being made right now," twice, consecutively. while Drake's music during that same period received not a single nomination, not one acknowledgement. The industry that Drake once dominated, that once handed him trophies and gave him standing ovations, has moved on, and it moved on in the direction of the man who just publicly humiliated him in song, on stage, and in court. Kendrick also made history as the first solo male rapper to win Album of the Year. The most prestigious award in recorded music now belongs to a man who spent 2024 writing diss tracks about his closest competitor and spent 2025 performing those diss tracks at the Super Bowl. He did not just win a beef, he used the beef as a launchpad to become the greatest Grammy-winning rapper who has ever lived. 27 trophies, 2 consecutive 5 Grammy nights, the most decorated rapper in history, a Super Bowl, a dismissed lawsuit, a billion streams, and Drake is out here working on an album called Iceman, trying to rebuild from the wreckage, with 0 Grammy nominations to his name, and a fan base